Hello, welcome to another edition of today's tutorial, Where the Magic Maker. In this particular video, what we're going to be doing is look at Lightroom for beginners. So, if you are out there and you want to learn color grading and color correction for photos only, we are going to get into that right now with Adobe Lightroom. So, what we're going to be doing is I took a picture using the Canon M50 basically. So, what we're going to be doing is grade the picture from beginning till the end as we do the color correction, color grading. And in another video, I'll show you how to retouch the picture using the Touch Academy plugin to sort of fasten your work or to sort of speeding your work, okay? So when you open your interface, definitely if you need a link to download Lightroom, you can actually request for it and I'll send you a link. But then what you want to do is you want to import your photos, okay? So I already unpicked a picture and it is in my desktop. So I'm just going to go find my desktop. Okay, now I just realized I'm looking for desktop is sort of like hard. It's stuff a bit tedious using Lightroom interface. So I'm just going to go to the original location of my file. So flash. Let's see. Let me look for the picture is fashion Instagram. Alright, so these are the pictures that we have here. What I want to be working with is I want to work with the raw file from the Canon M50, okay? So I'm going to unselect, and the picture I want to select, you just click on this checkbox. So that is the only .clp file that I have here, so that's the raw file, and you click on import. So I'm going to be using my Wacom Tab for editing just to speed in my workflow. Let's see, what do I need it now? Let me switch to the mouse since a lot of us are going to actually be using the mouse. So the first thing you're going to see is the library section, and from the library section you want to switch to develop tab. So you're just going to click on develop tab, okay? Now if you have any presets, you're going to see them here. If you import any preset, you're going to appear here. If you want to control the intensity of any preset, let's say we use I have some presets that I'll walk straight up. Okay, so let's say I am using Rocky 003 or Rocky 10. Now I can tone down the intensity. Do you see that? You can actually tone that down there, and you have the navigator panel there. So you use that to zoom into any region you want. Now, this green things that you see is what you call chromatic aberration. If you watch my filmmaking video on the answer, you'll see that there's this different feature that helps you remove chromatic aberration from your footage. But then there's also a feature in Lightroom that also helps you to remove chromatic aberration from your footage as well. So what you want to do is you can fit back to screen, and I am going to reset this. How do I reset this? Let's see. Reset, that's the reset button there. So now let's start working on this from scratch, okay? What you have here, you have your histogram. This is basically a chart of the light information that was in your image composition while you shot it. You have edits, you have crop overlays, so if you want to crop, you can click on it. If you don't like that part of the shirt to shine, you just want it to just be like an head shot alone, you can leave it here. And you see I've cropped into the picture, okay? But I'm just going to leave it like that by clicking Ctrl Z. You have the healing brush, you have the red eye correction, you have the maxing, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to work on my, let's see, I want to work on my tints, my temperature, okay? If you notice by now, I usually like a fill up with one of my pictures. I'm going to increase the exposure, contrast, highlights. So if you want to bring back more information, you reduce the highlight. Now, there's actually a big difference between your highlights and your blacks, okay? Your highlights is the bright part of your image, while the shadows is the dark part of your image. But your white is the part of extreme white. It is only white that is there, there's no information. While the blacks is the region of extreme black, there is no information there, it's just black. That's the difference between highlight shadows and blacks, okay? So if you want to bring back more information, you reduce the highlights. For the shadows, I'll leave it at what it was before. For the whites, I'll reduce it a bit. Texture, you can see how reducing the texture reduces the texture of the meat in total, which is sort of like doing a little work for us in terms of the skin smoothing. So you can use that to, you see, it is looking dreamy, but then you can always retouch, so you can use the texture a little bit. Clarity, increase the clarity a little bit. So remember, all we're doing is color correction and delays. Vibrance is to bring back colors. You can see that we're already getting somewhere. Saturation, just a little bit. Vibrance, then we use the vibrance. Alright, so your tone colors, you have the red, green, and blue. But if you want to affect everything, you can just do it here. So we can just do a little bit of an S curve. This works like magic. HSL, red, let's reduce the red. Let's reduce the increase. Let's reduce the saturation. No. Orange, affecting the shots. Reduce yellow. Reduce saturation. Let me turn it on and off. So these little switches to turn off and turn on what you've done. If you want to reset, you just click on the red, click on the orange, click on the yellow and reset. Let's go to purple and magenta. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with the HSL section. That's hue, saturation, and luminance. Color grading. Let's see the highlight. The highlight. Let me add composing. Shadow. And this is affecting the image. Alright, so if you want to blend what you just did there, what you have to do is increase the blend settings. Balance. Alright. Now it may look like we've not really done anything much, but then if you check the before and the after, you actually see that we've done a lot. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to tap Y on my keyboard and it compares it side by side. So far this is what we've been able to do and we are not done yet. Now the detail section, information like sharpening, noise reduction. So if there's noise on your image, you may want to work on that here, okay? But I really don't have any noise on my image. Then sharpening, let's look at before and after. Okay, just a little bit of detail. Alright, so lens correction. What lens correction does is every single lens has their error. Every single lens has a mishap in them. Okay, so what editing softwares like Adobe Lightroom does is they have correction profiles for almost all of the kind of major lenses that you have out there. So definitely when you take some pictures, all you just want to do is enable profile correction. You can see what it did already. So that may be the first thing you want to do next time. Remove chromatic aberration. If you remember the section of this image when I zoomed in, I showed you some things like a green line that the fringe actually removes this from the answer. And you can also do that to remove chromatic aberration. So let's zoom in now. Let's see if it is there. Let's zoom in. Okay. Now this is actually because there was a green light that was casted on my subject on the day of the shoot. So definitely I now remember that is actually where this green tint is from. But then when you have chromatic aberration on your footage, you can actually use the remove chromatic aberration to do that. And you can see that the lens profile of the camera that it was shot on is recorded, which is Canon 50mm. You can see Adobe Canon, like it's there. So if it is vignetting, distortion, you can actually fit that. So if I look at distortion amount and I increase it to 200, Let me see the before and the after. You can see the before and the after. Okay? Wow. Alright, so V-net. Is it V-net? Whichever one it is, bear with me. Okay, I think I will reduce it. So that's for lens correction. Then the next thing is transform. Alright, so in case you take your image and it's sort of tilted, you can use transform to make it straight. Look at this. So you're going to click on the upright, then I'll have to draw two lines from this point to this point of my image, which is the shoulder. So I believe the shoulder should be like this, straight instead of tilted one side. So the next thing I also want to do is I want to draw another one. So this point. Now you can see the way it adjusted it a bit, but then I believe this is extreme. It looks like the head of my subject is bent, right? You sure? You didn't notice it? You're not paying attention, right? This is what we had before.
Okay.
This is what we have after. Before. After. Is it better like this? Did they fix anything?
Yeah.
It fixed something, right? This is how it's supposed to be. How'd you choose? Let's see. Extreme. Just leave it the way it is. So in case you're having issues with the transformation of your subjects, you can actually use that to fix it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do without it. Or let's see if I can do something creative. Not too much. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, alright? Just going to leave it the way it is. That is for transform. Then calibration. You want to add a little bit of it to your shadows. So I want to add a little bit of distance. I want to reduce the saturation of the red. Okay. Green primary. Reduce it. You know, I add some green splash in my subject, so you can control it there as well. Blue primary. And this is what you call color correction and color grading. Okay, so color correction is when you make your subjects the way they're supposed to be naturally. Then color grading is when you take it up a notch. Maybe you're adding some splash of colors just to give it a little bit of paparazzi and some bit of efficacy. Okay, so that is color grading. When you remember the matrix movie, it was green and true, so that is color grading. Okay, color correction is when it looks normal, what your eye can see. Then color grading is when you take it up a notch. Like when you're watching this video, you're like, wow, I love the colors. That is color grading and color correction for video. Okay, so if you want to see how to do that for the video, if you want to teach you, do also hit the subscribe button, drop it in the comment section that Rocky, I want a video for video editing, I want a tutorial on this and that, and I'll be sure to make it on my free time. Okay, now this is for the calibration settings, and the next thing we want to do is we look at the eyes and we'll be like, oh jeez, his eye, what is wrong with his eye? And let's see. Okay, my upright tool is still there. Let me see if I press V, A, escape. Okay, escape eliminates it. Now for the eye, what I want to do is I want to make it white. Okay, but I prefer doing that in. Do I prefer doing that in Photoshop? No, I don't. Let's just iron it here. So I'm going to come to my brush line. Brush, where is that? Is it maxing? Okay, it's maxing. Then you have my brush. K for my brush. Now this is like this is different from what you've been seeing before. Okay. Now that I have my brush, let me switch to this where you can use your mouse, correct? Now, I'm going to be using this guy. And you can adjust the size of your brush here. You can see that. You can adjust the feather. You can adjust the flow. Let me just leave it at that, so I'll adjust the size of the brush. And you see that I'm painting over the eye. So I think I want to increase the feather. Now that I just did that little max, you see that I brought the custom settings here, okay? So increase the feather is not right, so let me just hit the value. Now I'm going to change it to iris enhance, okay? Iris enhance, then I'm going to come to saturation. I'm just telling you what works for me. I drop it down to negative, so it desaturates that portion of the eye. Then I hold spacebar, I click and drag, then I paint over the other side. Now you can see what is happening. Okay, it is desaturating that portion. So the next thing I want to do is, if you want to control the color there you can, but then I just desaturate it. Now I want to do another maxing. K for the brush tool, and that this sign here shows that we just worked on the eye. That is what that flag means, or that is what that highlight means. I'm going to increase the size of my brush. I'm going to Ctrl Z. Okay, so what do I want to do with this one? Do I want to still iris enhance? So you have dodge and burn. I'm still going to show you what that does. Iris enhance. So let's say I want to change the color of the, is it pupil? Let me change the hue. Can you see that I'm affecting the hue of the eye? So I can paint it. Do you see that? So look at it here. Now it is green. The land is green. Is green. Fix. You can see his eye now. So if I want to adjust the total hue, let me want to make it blue. Where's blue? So like blue. So use fine adjustments. Check saturation. You can reduce the saturation. Okay. So you see that I just changed this eye color that way. Now, what else can we do? Okay, it's not shining the sticks. If it was like this, like me in almost all of my pictures, then for the same brush tool, you will come to iris enhance, you click on thick whitening, and you desaturate it again, then you paint over the two tones. It works like magic. Okay, see, yeah, like me. Now, the next thing you want to do is, all of the skin you're touching, we're going to do that in Photoshop, but you can touch and burn, but I don't like the touching and burning in Adobe Lightroom. What I like to just do is basic color correction and color grading in Adobe Lightroom. That's what I like to do. Okay? So spacebar and click, zoom in, click out, zoom out. And every single thing that you are doing appears like a layer here. Do you see that? I'm doing like a layer system like you have in Photoshop. Okay? So is there anything I feel we can do here? I think we've achieved the major thing we wanted to do, which is color grading and color correction. But if you had multiple pictures that you were working on and you wanted to apply the same thing in them, you can actually go to File, Import All. Okay, since I don't have them here, you can just click on, so that I'm very able to just show you. Let me import another picture. Let's start with any CR file. Let me look for a CR file. Okay, I have some of the CR file here. So I'm going to select all photos. Okay. And let's say I want to work on this one. I import it. Import. But then we can't find it to the previous one, so you click on this, you can go to all photographs. So these are all the photographs I've worked on before. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get some pictures and move them there. So it's just in the same place. Since these are some other CR files from the same shoot for that day, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select them and paste here. Then I go back to my Lightroom, I go back to the track, click there and just import them in. So I just added this in the tree. Import. Okay, now that I imported this, it's not importing the previous one, so I'm just going to go back to import. Track. And check on. Import. Okay, so we have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to go back to develop. Now you remember we're doing something here, right? So you can copy. When you click on copy, it's going to tell you what are the things you want to copy. So if you want to copy, put the marks in, but you can't really copy marks because that's like a different position. Yeah. So healing, transform, you can click on copy, then you paste. You can see now you don't actually have to restart from the beginning. But then that's just to show you. Then you can go to the next one and just click on previous. And it's just going to paste the same setting that you have in the initial one. You can come here and click on previous. This is going to paste it. Come here to the last one. Click on previous. And it's going to paste it. But then you see that it doesn't replicate for the eye. But remember, I just want to show you just for a portrait in this particular video. So let's say for the one that it was graining, you can zoom in so it sits there. And though it's not in focus here, but remember what I was telling you about it. So I'm just going to press K for brush. Okay, I'm going to reduce the size. And I'm going to paint over his teeth. So by the time I paint over it, some region is out, so you are going to press Alt and just clean over it. Okay, and you good. Now for the region that I just come to section, teeth whitening. Okay, so it's use its default preset. If you're not going with it, I just like to take this saturation, takes it to 0, like negative 100, and you can see that we just worked on the teeth right here. So I'm going to go to the initial portrait we're working on, and I'm going to zoom out. So let us see that, okay, this is like basic color correction. Anything that I want to do to make it more extreme, let's say you're working on a magazine cover or things like that, you can actually do that in Photoshop, and that is actually where I prefer to do the bulk of the job for the rest of the retouching. Okay, and if there's anything I'd like to do here, I usually like to crop it to 4:5 for Instagram size, so that when I want to post it, it's usually very easy for me. So I'm just going to crop it like this. This is 4:5. And there's some headspace there. So now the next thing is, how do you export your picture? Now you can decide to export it in the raw file you imported it on, but then what Lightroom is going to do is going to save a preset beside it. Okay, and what that means is you can open the CR file in your Photoshop and it is going to have all of the information you have instead of exporting it as a JPEG and editing the JPEG image, which you know that has lost some files already. So it's better to work on the uncompressed version. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to come to File, you want to come to Export. Then you want to pick the location you want to export it in. Okay? So I'm going to pick, let me just do it on my desktop so that I don't have to be looking for files. Notes. I'm just going to do it here. I'm going to select this folder. Then I'm going to put it in a subfolder and call it Lightroom tutorial. LRT Lightroom tutorial. I'm going to export. Okay, and that has exported this particular image. If you want to export multiple images, what you want to do is you want to select them all. You want to right click. You can click on export here, export, and you can do that there. So export. Now it's telling that one file that I've done already existed. So what you want to do is you want to right skip. I'm just going to skip, okay? And you can right click, you can export from here as a DNG file. So DNG file, if you remember, if you watch my filmmaking video on the answer, you're going to see that I edited one raw image, I edited a raw image, okay? And that was a DNG file. So it was the DNG file I moved to my iPhone that I graded using the answer. So if you want to have it on DNG file, you can do that as well. But I'm just going to export it as, okay, let me export it as a DNG file. So DNG file is actually universal. I'm going to export it here. Let me see. You can see it is reading up the export 5 files and we have it here. Okay, so we have the .cl. Okay, these are JPEG files that I exported initially. Now, if you do not want to export JPEG file, what you want to do is you want to come to File, Export. You want to come to Format. Then here change it to DNG. Okay, because I exported in DNG previously, that's why it has changed to DNG. If not, you can export as original. So original, if the file format you had was the one from the Sony, it's going to export it like that. But then the issue I've had with Sony images is you can't open it directly on Lightroom. So what I have at the bottom is I have an Adobe DNG converter and also have a Sony imaging edge desktop. So this one is to connect your, it does a lot of things. It helps you preview your Sony file as well as connecting your laptop to the Sony, so that whatever you're doing you can actually see it if you are taking pictures and making videos. So you can use the DNG converter to convert any file from whatever format it is to DNG, so you can work on it because DNG is universal, like I said. Now I'm going to cancel. Since I have my DNG file, where are my DNG files? DNG. Okay, I'm going to sort them by type. So I have all of my DNG files up here, and I'm going to open one of them in Photoshop 20. So I noticed one thing about Retouch Academy plugin, that it only works with Photoshop 2020, I think lower, but it's not working on Photoshop 2022 and definitely is not going to work in 2023. So the solution to that is in another video I'm going to show you how to grade and retouch your images using Photoshop without any plugin. It's not strenuous, but then it's something you need to learn if you truly do not want to be limited by plugins not working and you get that attack because you can't see your neck and you're like, where are my pictures? You get. So I believe I've been able to show you a simple workflow regarding color grading and color correcting your images using Adobe Lightroom. These things are no magic, it's just for you to work on the dials, play with them until you get the feel that you want or until you get the look that you desire. Remember, color grading and color correction is very subjective, so as long as you love it and as long as the skin tone is not showing red, or as long as the skin tones are in sync, then I believe you're good. Okay, so if you love this video, do also like, subscribe, share, and recommend my channel. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.